Okay, nothing was put at stake, so his seriousness level was comparatively less. During the lunch break only he was telling his friends, "मला काय फरक पडतंय, मी पैसेच नाही दिले." Okay, I will not be at a loss or whatever because I have not paid the money only. Okay, that's what he's saying, translated into English, right? So now tell me quickly, who was more serious about this bet? I was serious with the virtual money I had paid. He was serious, but he had not paid even 1 rupee. That is why somewhere around I can say his seriousness level might be comparatively less. In our example, 1000 rupees, which was the bet amount, can I say that is like a contract value?
Yes.
That's the entire contract value. 100 rupees that these guys paid is nothing but the margin money. Okay, to enter into a contract of 1000 rupees, they paid upfront how much? 100 rupees. Okay, who is this guy? Umpire? Umpire can be like the exchange or the regulator. Okay, who is going to ensure that everything falls in place? If some guy runs away, exchange is going to take an action. Okay, right? So this is how we can understand as to why margins are charged. Margins are charged so that automatically there is some level of seriousness while any contract is entered into. Okay, so this was what? This was a complete non-financial example. Okay, so let's. He's saying now umpire has run away along with the 200 rupees. Okay, chalo, let's move on. Now we have to understand that, okay, same logic can I apply to futures and options positions as well? Yes. So first, of course, we are discussing only about futures right now. If I were to enter into a futures contract and if I say I want to take only a paper trade, I will not even pay margin money. Do you think I'll be serious?
No.
Not really, because not even 1 rupee is being paid from my pocket. But even if, let us say, some margin money is being paid out of my pocket, will I be surely a shade serious about my contract? Answer is obviously yes. Okay, that is the reason why margins are charged as a base reason. Okay, what does the exchange ensure, or what are the types of margins that the exchange is going to collect so that they ensure that everything runs smoothly, seamlessly? Okay, we are going to understand them. The very first margin which is collected, which is known as initial margin. Okay, initial margin, if you can see, initial margin has two major components. Which are the two major components? One is known as the span margin and one is known as the exposure margin. Okay, what is a span margin, what is an exposure margin, we are going to discuss in detail. But first understand, whenever I am talking about any contract, initial margin that you have to pay, that is known as what? This is known as, so initial margin is known as initial margin only. It has two components. Which two components? Span margin and exposure margin. In our example right now, from the contract value of 1000, whatever 100 rupees you paid was known as what? Initial margin. Okay, let's take a normal example now. Assume that I want to trade into a stock future and assume that the contract value is 10 lakh and 10% is the margin money. How much will be my initial margin? 10% of 10 lakhs, which is 1 lakh. That will be my initial margin. Simple till here. Okay. So let us read one or two important points as well. What is given? Span margin is the minimum requisite margin blocked as per the exchange's mandate. Who decides the span margin? Can I decide? Like he said, I don't have 100 rupees right now. If he had said, I have only 20 rupees right now, chalega kya? Can he decide? No. Can I decide? No. Can people like you and me decide? No. Who will decide this margin? It will be decided by the exchange. Okay. So exchange is going to decide that this is going to be your span margin, which you have to pay. Okay. One more important point coming up. Exposure margin is the margin blocked over and above the span to cushion for any M2M losses. Okay. So which is the initial, what is the first margin that you have to pay? First margin you have to pay is the span margin, and over and above span margin you have to pay something known as an exposure margin, which acts like a cushion. Okay. Cushion to what? Cushion to M2M losses. Now you might be like, what is M2M losses? M2M full form, first I'll tell you. M2M is mark to market. Okay. M2M losses are mark to market losses. In simple words, if I were to tell you, mark to market means what? You mark your losses to the market price, or you mark your profits to the market price, and I'm still sure you have not understood anything. So for that, what we'll do, we'll take an example because of which it will be absolutely clear what are exactly mark-to-market concept. So shall we start? Any doubt till here?
Yes, ma'am. How can we calculate the margins in the real life?
Okay, so that's a very valid question. Right now, what we were doing is that we were just saying that let's assume 10%, let's assume 15%, whatever. But I guess yesterday or day before yesterday, I told you that I'm going to show you a margin calculator as well. I guess we had taken yesterday I had given a small reference, right? And I had also told you that I'm going to show you the Zerodha margin calculator, and I had also told you that it's not a sponsored video, right? But I use it, that's why I'm going to show you their margin calculator. Okay, so let's say this is the margin calculator. Okay, so I just clicked on this. By the way, if you are not sure from where are you going to get this link for the margin calculator, in your course you will find PDF notes. Okay, and inside the notes you will find this link, right? So I've just clicked on the link and it shows up F&O margin calculator, right? Now what you have to do, I'm just scrolling down, and here you will get this page. Now what do you have to do here? First of all, we'll go one by one, right? First you can see exchange. What is NFO? NFO exchange. It is NSE ka futures and options. Okay, that is why NFO, right? Then if I'm just doing a drop down, I can see two more exchanges. One is NCX. NCX will be for stock futures or for commodity futures? For commodity futures. Okay. And the third one is CDS. CDS stands for currency derivatives. So let's go ahead with NF only. Now right hand side you can see product. In product you have two products. Which two products? Obviously futures and options. What are we going to check out right now? Only futures. Now symbol is Aarti Industries. Like if you remember yesterday we had taken for TCS, right? So let's say TCS. And when I type out TCS, you can see three dates. Which three dates? 29th July 21, 26th August 21 and 30th September 21. Why 3? Now it's fit into your mind. I hope so, right? Absolutely, per month. So let's say I'm talking about 29th July 21. Okay. Now what I have to do, did I fill anything here or did this come up automatically? Net quantity is filled up automatically, and here you can see lot size is 300. Okay. Can I change it to 600? Yes, I can do lot size in multiples also. Okay. Then it will ask me what do I want to do, whether I want to buy or whether I want to sell. Okay. So this is a toggle, so I'm just going to do a buy. Okay. Now what I can do, I can just say add. Once I hit the add button, what can you see here? You can see the margin requirements. Which are the margin requirements? You can see span margin is how much? 1,71,654 only. So that is the amount I need to pay. That's it. 171 lakhs. Okay. Exposure margin is how much? 34,430. Okay. And so total margin. So I could have directly shown you a trade. See, this is how futures trade is placed. But before that, I have to pay in how much? Only 2,06,084. So please understand, if you want to enter into a futures contract, is this the minimum amount that you must have? Yes. Okay. Acha, can I pledge my shares and arrange for the margin money?
Yes.
Partially yes. Okay. Why am I saying partially? Partially yes, because assume that I have shares worth rupees 4 lakh. Okay. After haircut. Okay. Haircut concept. Not haircut.
Discount.
So basically haircut means some value will be reduced from your stock valuation. So for example, assume that the holdings that you have is 4 lakh. And what can the broker say? Broker can say 25% haircut. Means what? Your shares ka valuation will be taken down by 25%. From 4 lakh it will be taken to 3 lakh if I am not mistaken. Correct? Barobar hai na? 4 lakh into, I have a calculator. Correct na? 4 lakh into 0.75, that will come to 3 lakh only. Correct. Modest confidence. Okay, maths. It's okay, happens. Right. So 3 lakhs will be what? 3 lakhs is the available margin, technically speaking. Can I buy this lot with that entire amount? Answer is no. I can't do that. Brokers like Zerodha will say, okay, 50% of your total margin requirement, if you take from your pledged share, but 50% you have to pay. That has to be in cash. Okay, so 2,06,084, I'll round it off to 2,06,000. In that case, out of the available margin from what? Pledging of shares. How much can I take maximum? 1,03,000. and 1,03,000 I'll have to actually pay in. That should appear in my funds balance as actual cash balance. Okay, so please understand, futures game is a khatron ka khiladi game. It's not like I'll try with 10,000 or 5,000 gaya, nothing like that. It's a big amount at stake, so you have to be very sure. If you remember day one I told you, if you do F&O without knowledge, you will have no future and you will be left with no options. Correct? So you have to have that good knowledge and then only enter. Why? You can see how much money is at stake. Right? So this was an example of TCS. Any other example quickly?
Nifty.
Nifty. Chalo, let's take Nifty. Okay, Nifty again, same thing, 26th July, 26th August and 30th September. I'm taking 26th July only. Okay, here you can see lot size is 50 and if I say here, add. Now, wait, there are two positions here. I'm just scrolling down again. The TCS position is also there, Nifty position is also there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cancel TCS ka position. We have only Nifty position now. How much is the margin requirement? Comparatively less. Okay, how much is the margin now? Total margin requirement is only 1,06,000. Now I have to say only because in comparison with 2 lakhs it's almost 50% directly. Okay. Out of this 1,06,000 also 50% I can use from my pledged shares. But 50% of this I have to pay. It has to be in cash balance. Have you understood how to check how much is the margin requirement?
Yes.
No doubt. Okay.
Yes.
So whatever you can just do this. No need to place an order. This is how you're going to learn. And both margins you can see here. Span margin is the bare minimum margin and exposure margin, if you remember. Over and above span margin is what we are going to require. Okay, and that's why the total amount is coming up to whatever you can see on the screen. If this is understood, then sir, okay, yes. Chalo. So with that, we'll move on with the next section where we'll talk about M2M concept.